I'm Nate Phelps from Press Gazette Media, and we're standing here with the guys from BGB Motorsports at Road America. I've got John Tecce, team manager, with us, and Spencer Pumpelly, one of the drivers. Spencer's actually running 3 races this weekend, so he's going to be a busy guy. John, tell us about the process of getting ready, getting this team ready to race out here in several different series. What's it like for you and your team?
The process probably began about, say, a week ago with us leaving the shop typically 2 days before an event. The event will begin with an unload day where all the teams have a stipulated time where they can line up. All the rigs are spaced apart, and then we begin the process of unloading everything and setting up the paddock, which just involves place for cars to be worked on, hospitality, and just some shade from the sun.
Gotcha. Where's the high stress point? Is it the setup? Is it the process? Is it the mechanics? Where for you is the stress point for the weekend?
Believe it or not, when the race comes, the chaos of the race is a little bit soothing. Like, all of this is very stressful, and then there's a final level of it when a guy like Spencer or a finishing driver like Kenny Wilding get in the car. The race is out of our hands, especially after the last pit stop. This is a little bit chaotic, getting the car ready, getting the guys up to speed. If things happen during practice, it's a chaos control thing, but once the race comes, I'm going to just let fate work it out for us.
Gotcha. And Spencer, how about for you? You're running 3 different series out here today. What's the process like for the driver to get up and ready for this?
It's just a little more hectic than the normal weekend. Typically, I'm running 2 cars on a typical weekend. This one has a 3rd, so it's a little bit busier. But the biggest thing is during the practice sessions, I've got to be able to get in and out of the cars, get to where I need to be quickly, and I still need to have enough time to do a proper debrief with the teams, and then work with my co-drivers to make sure that they're happy, that all their questions about the racetrack have been answered, and we can look at data and things like that. So it's the time out of the car. It's just as busy as the time in the car, and the prep has just been making sure I know what the day holds, making sure that I have my schedule looked at before the practices start, and I have a good plan before I get there, so I don't get behind in anything. Fitness-wise, hopefully I'll be in shape for this. I stay in really good shape during the season, and I even ran 5 miles this morning just to be sure, as if I needed more to do, right? But just the organization is going to be key.
Spencer, can you talk about coming to Road America? It's an older track. It's got some history here. What's it like from a driver's standpoint? And kind of what are your thoughts on coming to this venue?
Well, first off, I'm a huge history buff when it comes to racing, and I really I love reading about the races here from 50 to 52 and the different, running the 2 different tracks in my rental car and learning about all the drivers and the challenges they face back there. And of course, the town of Elkhart Lake is just great. I got my wife up here last year, and we spent a couple days after the race just enjoying being on the lake. And so I look forward to this area as much as I look forward to driving the track. The track is a lot of fun. It's really not very tricky. All the corners are pretty much one at a time here. They're not linked together. The elevation changes on the straightaways. So it's a straightforward track, and that's kind of nice. It's nice to just let the car open up, go fast, and really kind of enjoy the countryside as you're flying through it.
I'll ask you, Spencer, real quick. What kind of rental car are you driving? I hate to put you on the spot, but I'll ask.
My rental car this weekend, gosh, I rent so many weekends, I have to really think. I think it's a Chevy this weekend. I think it's a Malibu, maybe? Oh, yeah, and I get confused. I have to go to the parking lot, hit the button on the key to make sure I'm getting in the right one, because every weekend is something different.
So does he ever hit the button to make sure he's getting in the right one when it comes to on-track time, or are you guys keeping pretty straight on that?
When a lot of the teams leave, there are a lot of emergency button pushings that are going on. Like, no one can remember if they were in the copper Malibu or whatever, so sometimes it pays to be the last guy to go home.
Gotcha. And John, you look at this coming out of this weekend. What are you hoping for? I mean, you guys get to look at Grand Am. You get ALMS here. You got Continental Series. You got a bunch of things going on. What do you hope comes from this weekend of having both series on the track on different days, but pretty much at the same time?
To be honest, it's kind of funny. Like, yesterday, I thought to myself, like, it's just kind of interesting that you've had 2 competing series, almost like the Hatfields and the McCoys, going for motorsports in the United States. And it might have been nice for maybe all of us to get together and share a weekend, because the reality is the fans don't get a lot of days off to bring their family out for 4 or 5 days. And, if motorsports is going to exist, there just needs to be a single series for our fans to focus, because, whether or not we can go create additional income going to the racetrack twice as many times is irrelevant, because we need the fan base to bring promoters in and bring the series back every year.
And Spencer, real quick, January rolls around. We get to Daytona. What are you anticipating? What's your expectation for United Sports Car Racing?
I'm actually very positive about the future. I think that there's going to be a couple teething issues as far as balance of performance goes, but I'm really confident in the group that's putting everything together. They're a really smart group. They've really thought of everything, and I think they're way ahead of the curve of where they need to be at this point. So I'm confident we're going to see a lot of great teams competing. The competition is going to be fierce, just like always, but it's going to be unified. It's going to be strong. It's going to be easy to understand, and I think it's going to be solid for the next decade to come.
Well, guys, I appreciate you spending some time with us today. We're here with John Tecce and Spencer Pumpelly. John, anything you wanted to add on that? Or
No, we're all just happy to be here, and thanks for letting us be part of this. And I hope we get the big turnout next year that we're supposed to get this weekend.
Gotcha. Well, fantastic. Well, for Press Gazette Media from Road America and Elkhart Lake, I'm Nate Phelps.